Hello and welcome to the Craftman Show. My name is your host, the Craftman. And today, we're going to talk about 3 in-camera film tricks that you can do. No computer special effect required. Craftman, you crazy with this milk. Alright, I got a regular yellow ball here, dirty, and so if I just take and hold it like that and spin it, look at that right there. There's no strings attached to it, no magnetic force manipulations. Look at that right there. Craftman, how that's possible? I'm going to get my I got my little check stick right there. Check all the top side, check the bottom, everywhere. Alright, Craftman, I give up. You must tell me the ways of how that you do this trick. This is courtesy of the Bernoulli effect. It's some scientific thing, you know, mister. So way down here, let's see. How can I do this? I got my little Toro, my little leaf blower. It is clamped in, clamp. So I can just turn it on over here. If you ever looked at an airplane's wings, the bottom part of the wing is flat, and then the top part of the wing is curvature like that right there. You got to think about, you got the stream of air going across the wing, and it's got to go over the top of the wing faster than the low part. And so what that happens is that creates a lower pressure, and that causes the wing to lift. And so something about the Bernoulli effect, you know, the air going around this ball causes it to stay in the air, you know. The Bernoulli effect. You're going to want one that is the right kind of weight for whatever it is that you're using to produce the air. The wiffle ball will not work because, you know, it's sanctified, it's holy. Take you something and you make it look like it ain't just a foam ball. Like you can paint it silver looking, metallic looking, add you some little glow effects on it, you know, get that sci-fi thing if that's what you're going for. That would really sell the effect. But the main thing to really make it really effective is the sound, alright? Because you don't want this. Instead, you want this. Go all around it. Crap, man, I love y'all YouTube. So I just recorded myself talking to the camera, acting like I'm doing everything I did the first time, and just got the environmental sounds, you know, and laid that over the top of the footage with the loud sound. And then there you go. But Craftman, I don't want to be using a leaf blower, making loud record thing, trying to film stuff. Alright, let me ask you how you feel about this right there. Craftman, what? I'm fixing to subscribe to you. I'm going to hit the bell for notification. I don't want to miss anything you do. Look at this, what you showing me right now, Craftman. Ain't no leaf blow. Craftman, I do not believe that I can believe my eyes right now. Look at that. Now, if you don't want to mess around with a leaf blower and Bernoulli principle and all that stuff, you can meddle around with the Vectra line, and this is a super strong invisible line. Look at that right there. This particular product is designed for a magician. Look how visible that is. I don't even know if the camera picking it up. I'm just playing with y'all. Actually, what it is, what you got to do is take one of these little strands right there. Alright. See that? Now when you're not zoomed in on it, it's a lot harder to see it. So then you could take and do something like that right there. As far as something that you ain't got to work out on the computer, I know After Effects got a real easy to use wire remover too. But you know, hey. So for this project, we're going to take this vintage Boba Fett action figure from 1979 right there, and we're just going to carefully preserve it onto a piece of paper in the two-dimensional realm. See that?
What? Crap, man, you crazy, baby.
Now, technically, what I'm doing, I would call it, a mesh cut, invisible cut, something like that. Rope cut probably more accurately would come into play if you're doing an invisible camera transition. And that was made popular by the film called Rope by Alfred Hitchcock. You only had so many feet of film that you could put on a camera. And so after so many minutes, you have to cut, even if the action's still going. So what he would do is he would time the shots to where you going behind somebody's back right about the time the film getting ready to run out, and then cut it. And then before they start filming with the brand new reel of film loaded on the camera, it would pick up right behind the back where it left out. So behind somebody wearing a dark suit, that's a good way to do a rope cut. But it's a mesh cut. You matching the action together. This is a very simple trick. All you got to do is really your two actions that you're going to mesh together. Try to do them close together with your camera in the same position. So right now, this is the shot that we're going to keep it at. I try to keep everything the same as I can do. Do your two actions repeatedly. And I like to do it repeatedly anyway, just to give myself, when I go to edit the video together, that I know I got something. One of these things has got to work, some combination. So I don't gonna sit here and go, wow. Wow, like that right there. Yeah, like that right there. So when I get one I feel comfortable with, watch this. I'm going to move this out the way. And then, y'all with me? I'm just going to go through the action right there. And so, what I do is I know that at that point, I'm going to be cutting together. I knew that I was going to need Boba Fett. Alright, printed on a piece of paper. So what I did was right here, under my exact same lighting conditions out here, see that? I wanted it to match as close as possible, even just to help make sure, that things match as close as possible. Print me a blank piece of paper, just so that I can get the same lines in it. That's just how crazy Craftsman is. So I tried to get as good of a match as I could, but I said, we'll just go with one of these. And I know I need to clean my roller on my, my printer, by the way. Hello, yes, this the free range chicken. Free range chicken. I need backup. I got a code 70 something 9B. I kind of feel bad about that in a way, but free range chicken was not busy, so it's for illustration purposes. Craftsman cannot afford a 1984 Chevy Corvette. We just had to get the small scale and rely on a trick called forced perspective. All you gotta do with forced perspective is just to pay attention to what things to put in the foreground and what things to put in the background. So if you got your automobile and you want it to look like full size, then you bring it up to the foreground and then put your actor back into the background like that. And just me and my wife that shot this. I'm going to let y'all try to guess who would run the camera and who would run the chicken soup. So all we did, took a piece of plywood sprinkled on some dirt, tried to make the foreground mesh the background. See that? And although it's not 100% on the money, I hope that it shows you that you can do some interesting things. And the more time you put into it, the more it's going to pay you back, all right? And an interesting book on the subject is Filming the Fantastic. Now, you can get as technical as you want to as far as figuring out your distance, how many inches away from the camera to put it. You can do all that mathematically. And so Craftsman did not do that, aka we did winging it. One thing that I will point out is you need to use a very, very high f-stop. If I had it open like that, that means that my foreground and my background, one of them gonna be in real good focus, one of them gonna be real blurry. All right, so if you stop it down like that, and you got to have plenty of daylight to do this. So what we did, we shot it as close as it would go. And so on my other camera there was f22 for that lens. So we closed it down. This is an old vintage lens right here. I did not use this one, but I think this lens has got some thorium glass in it, which I think is radioactive, probably. But stop it down if you're doing false perspective. Now here goes an example of a plane crash right there. And so what they did, let's see, they set that whole thing up in the foreground. See that? See the camera right there? The plane crash is on the foreground right there, and the actress is in the background. Whenever she run out and walk and run that way, the camera moves with her. Normally when you move a camera, anything in the foreground moves differently from the background. See, I'm gonna put it by that Nintendo 64 controller, and so see that when I move it, see how everything moves different. The trick to that is, instead of just putting your camera directly on top of the tripod, you're going to move it back with a little bracket. And that's what that's going to do, is you're going to move it in relation to the nodal point. Crap, man, what in the world is this mess you're talking about? All right, let me show you this. On just about any camera that you got, there's going to be a little symbol right there with a circle and a line through it. Don't worry about all the dust and stuff on it. Anyway, see that right there? That means that the sensor, the camera sensor, is right up in there. If the camera rotates like this, you don't want that. You want it to rotate on the nodal point, which means that you might have to situate the camera back so that it rotates like that right there. What that does is it keeps from parallax happening. Crap, man, what is parallax? Your foreground, background moving, scroll independently. Instead of doing that when the camera moves, they move together. They be locked in place, you know. Crap, man, this crazy mess you talking about. I'm just trying to give y'all enough information, just enough details that you know that you can get crazy with this stuff. And of course, you can do things on the computer. You can do camera matching and set extensions and things like that. That's what they do nowadays. But what I'm showing you today is things that you can do right there in the shot. The day that you shoot it in the camera, you got it. You go back and edit together. You ain't got to worry about getting the After Effects and doing crazy special effects and things like that. You done got it, you know. I hope y'all enjoyed that. And I hope that if you have a story inside of you that you want to tell to the world, then maybe you can use some effects. It might not even need that though. It's all depending on the story. Alright. I love y'all and keep. Until next time, I love y'all and keep steady crafting. I need something to help me paint something. That's what it was.